Most people ruin their credit without even realizing it today. I'm exposing the biggest credit mistakes that are holding you back. Stay tuned. Okay, so we got mistake one. The first mistake people make is making late payments. 35% of your credit score is payment history. So if we make even one late payment, it can drop our score 50 to 100 points. One tip is to set auto reminders. So now it takes the stress off of maybe remembering to make these small payments each month, whether it be 25, 35. We want to set auto reminders. So that's mistake one. Okay, so mistake two, which everybody's a victim of, especially when it comes around the holiday. You know, everybody want to splurge. You want to get your family something nice. You want to do nice things. Maxing out your credit cards. So you want to make sure we not maxing out our credit cards. Anything over utilization of 30% is going to hurt your score. Off rip, it's going to hurt your score. So the sweet spot, like I may have stated in other videos, is 10% and under. Anything under 10% and under is going to keep it where your score is continuously going up. You feel me? And the last tip that I done stated this mad times is you got to pay before the statement date and not the due date. The statement date is what the credit company reports to the credit bureaus, and the due date is what you're reported to, the credit company. So that's mistake two, maxing out the credit cards. Big no-no. That leads us to mistake three. Mistake three is closing old accounts. We spoke about this before. Closing old accounts can hurt your score for sure, because age of the credit history is about 15% of your score. You feel me? So we don't want to close any old cards. We want to keep old cards open even if we don't use them. Even if you're not using them, we want to keep them open, because this is going to help our score and our history. Use that card maybe every few months, whether it be gas or maybe some subscriptions. Maybe you got a Netflix subscription. Put that card that you may not use a lot, them old cards, put that subscription on that card, just to keep it a little active. Use it every few months, So that's mistake three, is closing old accounts. Okay, so that leads us to mistake four. Mistake four, which if you don't understand how the credit system works, then yes, you will be a victim of this, is applying for too many credit cards at once. Hard inquiries stack up against you and they make it look like you're a very risky investment. So anytime a bank or anything that you're applying for, they're going to turn you down because you have so many hard inquiries. We want to use pre-qualification tools to get soft pulls. So before we even apply, we can find out if we're going to even pre-qualify or qualify for that card before we even waste our time and go through getting that hard inquiry. So that's mistake four. Don't apply for too many cards at once. Take it easy, one at a time, and use your pre-qualification tools to get soft pulls. Okay, so that leads us to mistake five. And if you're not familiar with credit, then this is going to be a big one that, most people do, is ignoring their credit report. Ignoring their credit score, not understanding what's going on. We want to take heed and we want to check our credit report regularly, to see what's going on. We got to remember that errors and collections can stay on the credit report for 7+ years if they're not caught. So we want to make sure we check them regularly to, catch these mistakes and errors. So remember, we go to annualcreditreport.com. We could go there pretty much anytime to check. But like I said, you get it once free each year, for every year. So that's mistake five. Okay, so that leads us, to the end of our video, the 5 mistakes. 5 mistakes right there. We want to stay away from those things, and we want to try to be on point with each and every one of them. But we cannot leave without giving y'all the bonus tips or bonus mistakes, something a little add-on, a little extra for y'all to add to, y'all tool bag. Because I call it a tool bag because, knowledge is power. So everything we learn, little by little, we add into our tool bag. We never know when we're going to need this knowledge, but we add it to our tool bag. So for the bonus mistakes, we're going to make sure that we're not paying debt collectors without validation. So we want to get that letter. We want to make sure we contact them. We get that pay for delete letter. We want to make sure that we confirm it and we're getting it in writing from these collectors before we pay anything. 2, big bonus mistake that people do, you know, just being nice, and maybe grandma or uncle or auntie or somebody, they being nice, and this is how this can mess your score up, auntie. I'm gonna tell you right now. You co-signing for people with bad credit. If you co-sign with somebody with bad credit, best believe it's gonna hurt your score, you know, right there. So we want to watch out for that. Don't just be co-signing for anybody just because they want that brand new car or this or that. 3rd bonus mistake is falling for too good to be true credit scams. People like, yo, man, I'll fix your credit in 24 hours, or any scam that it sounds too good to be true. If it sounds too good to be true, then it probably is. So with that being said, appreciate y'all for tuning in, you know. And remember, these mistakes are common, but now you know better and you can build and do better. Drop a comment if you made any of these mistakes before. And don't forget to subscribe to the MIG Wealth Academy. We're just getting started. Peace and love, and appreciate y'all for tuning in. But remember, we here, each one teach one. So I'm here to share this knowledge with y'all that I've learned, and hopefully we can build and we can make each other better. But see y'all in the next video.